This episode of the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast is brought to you by the Podcast Reach System. Are you ready to exponentially reach more profitable customers? Launching and hosting your own show is your proven best solution for networking, client attraction, and establishing your celebrity expert brand. Visit www.podcastreachsystem.com and claim your rightful place as the leading star of your industry so you make a difference for your community, market, and audience. Welcome to the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast. Join us as we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who reveal what they are doing to make the world a better place by being part of it. Be sure to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, lean in, tune in, get your notepad and 2 pens ready, and let's get started.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adam Homey. I am your host, and I am honored by your wise decision to tune in and invest in yourself today. My camera is slightly off to an angle, but we're just going to work with it. I am joined once again by our office supervisor, Princess Alessandra Francesca. Folks have asked me from time to time, why don't I put my cats in the other room? Why don't I go in the other room and close the door? Nobody puts baby in the corner. This is their place. They let me live in it in exchange for, all I have to do is pay their rent and use my opposable thumbs to open their cans of wet food. And I get pretty much free reign. There we go. I would like it, Alessandra, if you went and laid on your little kitty bed that's just out of the range of the camera here, but we'll see what we can do. There we go. We'll see how long she stays. At any rate, we are going to have a very interesting conversation today. We have with us Kuhn, who's been a friend of mine for a long time, and I'm very excited to hear about what she's up to these days. And I know she has a bit of a story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a piece of this. Kuhn is a serial entrepreneur who became self-employed on April 29th, 1985 at 8:52 p.m. when, the nurse put that first baby in her arms, and she knew she wasn't going back to some job she hated. That was Itski. So she bought her first bankrupt franchise business several years later and turned it into a profitable cash-generating machine in 12 months. Those of you who are interested in potentially buying, flipping, or buying and reviving businesses. She bought another bankrupt franchise and created another cash-generating machine in less than 12 months. Few years later. So now we're getting into multiple streams of revenue and business acquisition. Jean's been a business strategist since 2006 when she started helping all types of businesses grow and scale. And these days, she shares great marketing strategies with you. Kuhn, it is so great to see you again. How have you been?
Thank you. I've been great. Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
In case I forgot to mention it, just for our listeners to have the context, Jane and I have known each other for almost a decade. We've connected at a couple installments of Jim Palmer's Dream Business Academy, of which I spoke at all of them. And Jane was a client of ours at one point, and that was a lot of fun. But at any rate, let's get into what's going on right now. So first question in the Brilliance Plus Passion lineup.
All right.
How does the work that you do, tell me in your own words, make the world a better place for your clients, customers, and the world at large?
Well, this is an easy one for me because I deal mostly with women. So number one is I help when I help them make more money, they improve their confidence substantially.
Yeah.
They made some notes here so I don't forget. When they change their life, right? They're not only changing their life, they change the lives around them, their families' lives. And also that goes off into the community because then they have more, be more, do more, but they also give more.
Yeah. I made a few connections when I spoke for your group a couple years ago that have actually held up over time. And I can see the impact of working with you and what that does to raise the radiance factor. So speaking of what you do, tell me in your own words, what is it that you actually do?
I help small business owners turn around their businesses, just like I turned around those 2 bankrupt businesses, and increase their revenue fast.
Great, great. So, in your experience, what are a few of the most common questions people in general have when they're asking you about what you do? Like, what are the frequently asked questions or the FAQs you keep running into?
Is if I'm using social media, why do I need to do anything else?
Hmm.
Right? I'm posting on Facebook. Why do I need to do anything else? Are
Uh-huh.
you sure you can help me? My business is different, right? They're all different, right?
Everybody's business is different. My business is different. Your business is different. And what
Exactly.
and I get that a lot when folks are considering my podcast reach system. They say, but I do a live stream and I put it on YouTube and I'm also on Podbean. What do I need to do a podcast for?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, I deal with this through special reports, trainings,
Right.
other conversations I have. But let's keep this about you. And here's what we sometimes call the zinger question of this half of the interview. What are a few questions you wish prospective clients and customers would
Uh,
ask when they're considering working with you?
how fast can I turn around my business? Right.
Mhm.
Which is, do the work. You can turn it around really fast. Are you taking on new clients? I have a friend who needs help. Right. I wish they would ask me that. And will you teach me how to have a proper sales conversation? I'm not closing enough clients.
That's a rough one. You
Yeah.
know, we're actually running a little ahead here, so I wanted to get your thoughts on something. And this is a big piece of my curriculum. You know how it is when you make a new connection on LinkedIn, friend on Facebook, get a new follower on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and you click yes, I'll accept that person. I'll give them a chance. I've never heard of them before, but they seem to have a lot of mutuals, and it looks like they got good stuff on their wall.
Right.
13 seconds later, you open up your DMs. You got the copy pasta about this long that ends in, so want to hop on Zoom real quick so
Yeah.
I can tell you about my business and hope you volunteer yourself as a client? Or, hi there.
Right.
What the hell do you do with hi there? or they
I have
say, or they say, so Jane, are you a coach? Did you know that we can get you 100 appointments in 10 days? Okay, or when it comes to my virtual dinner party, we could go on and on and on and on and on and on. And just the way you laughed at that tells me this is a phenomenon you're familiar with. And how many of those pitches excite you?
0. I had one
What,
yesterday that just came on. She said, "Hey, can you chat?" I'm like, "Sure. What do you need?" She said, "It's not what I need. I can help you, sis." I'm like, "Oh, I think we're done here. I think we're done."
yeah, just give me the link to the essential oils. When I run out, I'll consider you. Throw in a
Right?
coupon, right? Not there's
Here's
a,
your
not there's
spirit
anything
guide.
not there's anything bad about multi-level marketing. I support it. We have a reacher who does multi-level marketing. It's just that approach.
Right. And it was her spirit guides had a message for me. But you know what?
Mhm.
I don't know her spirit guide, so I don't need their message.
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. What do you wish people would say? I mean, I'm not against cold DMing, and I'm not against actually being friends with your damn social media connections. That's a connection I want to make. What do you wish somebody would say?
Hey, I'd like to know more about what you do and share with that what I do. Could we
Mhm.
talk?
Try this one for size. I like yours. Let's try this one for size. Hey, Gene, nice to connect with you. I'm always looking for more guests for my podcast. Would you be interested?
Absolutely, right? That's
See, and look how you leaned in and your eyes lit up. Said, absolutely, hell yes.
that's a
Another
great.
common reaction is, tell me more.
Mhm.
So I think to me, it's about putting reciprocity up front, creating a mutual value, and taking away all the salesy stuff. Because when we think of hop on the Zoom real quick, obviously that's a sales call. When we do a free strategy session, nothing's for free. There's going to be an offer, and
Yeah.
people will turn down free strategy sessions simply because they know they're not in a situation to accept any offer right now, and they don't want to be in the position of saying no. So they will turn down the opportunity to make a friend who they may end up investing in 6 months down the road or vice versa, simply
Right.
because of the phrasing. But a podcast? Sure, I'll do a podcast. People ask me all the time, want to be on my podcast? I get people beating down my door to be on this show and say, yeah, come on in. Come on in. That's why I keep these ones short too, because no matter what, we can find something in 15 minutes that makes it valuable. But let's have some fun. Thanks for playing with me there. Let's have some fun. And this is where we get to know a bit about some our listeners are going to find out some of the things that I already know is that Jane is a fun, friendly, sparky sort of gal. And here are some of the things that I want to know and our listeners are about to find out that they want to know. Let's shift gears. First of
Okay.
all, what would people who know you be surprised to find out about you?
They would be surprised to find out that I am freaking funny,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I'm not, but yeah.
Yeah, they would be surprised to know that 2 weeks after buying my bankrupt businesses, I was sitting on a milk crate in the back room crying my eyes out that I'd made the biggest mistake of my life.
Uh-huh.
I call those milk crate moments, right? We
Milk
all
crate
have
moments, yeah.
milk crate moments. And they would be, well, actually, I think that's it. They would be surprised about the fact that I come across as a tough cookie, but yeah, I'll cry once in a while.
Absolutely. I cry over the ending of the movie Scarface and actually most of the scenes. It's so emotional for me. All he's trying to do is capture the American dream at gunpoint. I mean, why they make it so hard? Yeah. What do you hope people say about you when you're not around to hear it?
I hope they would say, hey, check out Jean Kuhn because she gives a lot away and more than you will ever pay for.
Yeah. If you could go back in time and
Mhm.
change one thing you've done, one thing that's happened, one thing you've experienced, what would it be and why?
You know, I thought about this question. I wouldn't change one damn thing.
Okay.
Not one thing. Every single crappy thing that has happened to me in the last so many years, right? So many years has made me who I am. And I really like who I am.
Yeah. Well, I've thought about that question too. And for a while, my answer was, well, hell yeah, I'd go back and change this. I'd go back and do that again. You might have seen that meme where they hand you a red pill and a blue pill, and I can't remember which is which. But you're basically given two options. Here's $10 million, or you can rewind your life back to when you were age 20, but with everything you've learned since then. Which would you take? Me, I'm
Mm,
taking the $10 million.
me
Because
too.
if I go back with the knowledge I have now, I'm not going to end up where I am now. So it's basically going to become a poof. It just
Right.
won't be there anymore.
Right.
So I've learned so much. I mean, remember, 20 is when we stop being teenagers and we finally find out that we don't know everything. Up until then, we knew it all, but then our minds start to fail, I guess.
I got married at 20.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? I was
Hmm.
just a child when I got married.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
good
Uh,
money.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and regardless of whether that turned out well, whether you're married or not, I'm not even sure the answer to that right now.
42 years. 42
32
years.
years. Oh,
42.
okay, so it worked out for you.
Yeah, I think we're 42 years in. We're probably going to make it.
Wow. I would
Yeah.
I would say at this point, there's literally nothing in this lifetime stopping you from getting all the way to the finish line, and I'm confident that you
Right.
probably are looking at maybe 30, 35 more years.
That's what I think. That's
I'm
what I
feeling
think.
it. I'm
Okay.
feeling it.
Your
All
spirit
right.
guide too.
I'm putting the energy out there saying, yes, this is what we want and allowing the universe to serve it to you. So
Thank you.
if we were to put all the answers to that question of the over 100 people we've had on this project on a spreadsheet, I wouldn't change anything would be number one with a bullet.
Oh,
But
and
now
that's
let's go to another one. What famous person, alive or dead, would you like to meet, and what questions would you have for them if you had the opportunity to speak with them?
I would want to meet. It's on my bucket list, right? I
Yeah.
would like to meet President Trump, and I would ask, could I follow you around for a day and
Hmm.
just watch how you conduct business?
Yeah, we got a taste of that in The Art of the Deal. See, I've
Right.
had folks tell me that The Art of the Deal is an awful book, but it's actually not. It's taught in the
Mm,
Socratic style. There is nothing in that book that says, here are the 10 steps to making a deal. That doesn't exist. It's not that type of book.
right.
It's taught through anecdote and story, like the negotiations with Holiday Inn and also the thing where he had that piece of land he was trying to sell. So in order to inspire buyers to get off their butts and buy, he had bulldozers come in and just start moving dirt from one end to the other to signal, hey, something's going to happen here, whether you buy or not. You best get on it.
Right.
This is a piece of prime real estate, so it helped him sell it and actually increase his asking price. So it worked out. I encourage people, if they're going to read The Art of the Deal, and I recommend everybody read it, by the way, whether you love the man, hate the man, and I don't think there's anything in between. But if you want to really learn about the Trump approach to deal making, combine that with George Ross's book about the Trump negotiation style. George Ross is one of the attorneys who worked on some of those deals. So that's the book that's going to tell you a bit more about here are the steps involved. Put those two things together, and it gives you a really good picture.
I think he would just like me after I followed him for a day.
I have a funny feeling we would hear it. Oh, and I had this lady following me around. This Jean Kuhn. Everybody knows her. I don't think she likes me, but you know, she's really great. She's really awesome. Terrific person. Great gal.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I can't do the voice and I can't do the face, but I do know to do this with my hand and to do the accordion. Yeah, I saw an article. Actually, it was a video. I think Vice did it, and surprisingly, they did a pretty good objective job with it, where they analyzed how Trump uses words, malapropisms, and his hand gestures as persuasive tools. And I'm reading that, thinking, yeah, you people actually understand NLP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I find a link, I'll send it to you. It's pretty good.
Okay,
So.
great.
Yeah. So what motivates and inspires you to keep going when you're having a tough time or facing a challenge?
Well, I am pretty self-motivated because I don't think you can be an entrepreneur for 37 years if you're not. But when I do find myself down, I pull out something motivating to listen to, or I pull out a book to read that I find just great comfort in. Going back to the basics, right? When you just have had a rough day, let's go back to the basics and start all over. For that day. We're not going to start all over, but we're going to start over for that day.
Exactly. So finally, I know you have a gift you're going to share that we want to share with the audience, and I'm going to share that for you.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you in general, what is one action you would encourage our listeners to take the moment they finish streaming this within the next couple minutes?
Pick up the phone and call 10 people and tell them how you can help them.
I love that. And I'm going to add one thing, since it seems like we're having kind of a team effort here.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot think of 10 people where you could pick up the phone, or if you're like me or not a phone person, get in those DMs or send out those emails. If you can't think of 10 people right now where you can't put an offer right in front of them just to find out if it interests them or find out if they're bites, then you haven't been doing the prep work.
Right.
Which means launch a damn podcast and get these conversations going.
Right.
Or whatever it is you do. Maybe your way of doing it is you do panel discussions or whatever it is. Get it going. Usually your first conversation with somebody is not going to be a sales conversation. So get those first conversations going. Now you have warm. I mean, I have people who've been on Brilliance Plus Passion who have become clients of my firm months after the interview. That's the way it works. Right. I've also had cases where I become a client of a couple people who have been on the show, and I've had a few others who messaged me saying, "Hey, how you doing, man? I just want to let you know about this thing I'm doing, see if you'll be interested." Well, that doesn't feel spammy to me. Now, if I just connected with them on Facebook 13 seconds ago, yeah, it feels ugly and spammy. But now they can send literally the same DM, even if it's copy pasta, and they just change my name on it. They can send that same DM to me, and I'm saying, "Oh, that's just so-and-so checking in."
Well, I don't
see the change?
I totally get it. Today I was picking up the phone. I have an event coming up in October, and I was picking up people who've attended, calling them, seeing if they would like a ticket to it, right? And she couldn't make it, but the one person I'm talking about, she couldn't make it, but you know what? We had a quick little conversation, and now guess what? She's going to be on my podcast, right? Oh. So, which, by the way, you know, when we're done here, I'll ask you to be on my podcast too.
Oh, the answer is yes.
Okay, good.
See how easy that is?
Right.
All right. So for those of you who are watching this on our companion YouTube channel, who are actually on our Brilliance Plus Passion website looking at the post for this episode, which are the two places you can see the video version, you may have noticed that the banner on the screen has changed. It no longer shows our names. It now shows this link to something on Infusionsoft. And if you look in the notes on the post, it's a clickable link that opens in a separate tab. Let me just tell you what's going on there. This is that special thing that Gene has for you. It is it's a free access to 13 fast and free actions you can take immediately to bring in more money this month. Hey, go there, check it out. If one of those 13 things brings in more money, that's free money that's just been sitting on a table that you're now picking up. So go do it. Follow that link. And with that, Gene Kuhn, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been an honor, and believe me, in education.
Thank you, Adam. My pleasure.
Thank you for tuning into the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast, where we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who are making a difference for their community, market, and audience. Remember to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast.